Kit Kat.
Yes. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I'm happy to be here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. B949 WATV, the show, Vital. I am Lady Wu, your hostess, your producer. And in the studio, I got the gentleman with me. Guys, introduce yourselves.
What's going on? It's your boy Ready Eddie.
What's up, Birmingham? It's your boy Jay Hat.
All right now. So the third Sunday is always about dating, mating, and relating, and there's always a lot to talk about. So one of your favorite topics is on right now. We're excited about it, always ready to get into it. And yeah, so before we get to it, I have to be courteous and ask, how was your week?
My week has been pretty good, pretty solid. Same show, new episode for the most part. That's how it be for me.
Okay.
Clients going to schools and doing random projects all the time.
Just being random, just
Yep.
doing my thing.
Random.
I get it.
Very
Okay.
random.
Jay, how you been?
Oh man, pretty good. All is well in the Ville. Pretty busy week. We've launched a new podcast with me and one of my deacons, and it hit
Okay.
off to a big thing. First time I've seen that before, where you can be real and raw. So we gave insight from not speaking to loving on each other in a real relevant way.
You and the person on the podcast?
Me and the deacon.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it and a lot of hope for pastors and deacons in our context to get help from that meet. It was good stuff. A whole hour solid of good stuff. And then today, the Ramsey High School concert choir came and blessed the mount with their voices. Kids did amazing.
That's
It was a
what's up.
great day. Look like times are old. Both choir stands packed.
I saw that.
Parking lot packed. Yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, we just hanging out, doing what we do.
Sounds like great things. Okay. Well, as for me, thanks for asking. I got back into the swing of things. I guess I could say that. I felt like I was swinging all around the things and just kind of ping ponging, but I got back in the swing of things, got reorganized professionally, and just kind of feeling better about things. So that's what this week brought for me. It was work, but it was good work. It also put me in some spaces to get me to tonight's topic. So you all know like what I do, and I think that people forget or either don't know. They may not be aware that a lot of times, social media is a platform, it's an outlet, or it's reality, but not necessarily like your how can I explain this? What social media is? It's real, but it may not reflect the views and opinions of you in your everyday life in real time. It may just be a thought that came about that you wanted to share with the people on social media to get some insight or input. Y'all get that?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
You talking to the choir here?
Yeah. Can you paraphrase? Can you mansplain that too, please?
Go ahead.
You got it.
Mansplain it two ways.
It is reality. It's your reality.
Okay.
It's your present, past, and future reality. And sometimes you can be in a reality here and totally in another reality over here, all at the same time, and posting that. And so sometimes your questions are not something you're going through, it's just thoughts. Sometimes your questions or your statements
An
is
observation.
Observational experience. And sometimes, people be like, you okay? But yeah, I'm okay. I'm just I'm hashing out some things that I've heard.
Yeah.
I just observe or witness. So it's not always personal because of your work.
Okay.
I think I can say that. So like as
good.
a preacher, I see stuff and I say stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
No, you ain't going crazy.
Like, wait a minute, guys. Like, is this real? Eddie, what you think?
Social media, as far as our social experience, is just a place to get different perspectives in bulk. And we ain't never been able to have that. It's like the Costco of different human experience.
Wow.
And when you see such a wide range of human experiences, a lot of them make you question if your experience is right. It makes you question how you look compared to how people be making themselves up.
Mhm.
It makes you question if your relationship's supposed to be going how it's going. It makes people say that, oh, it's better over here, it's better over there. You're offered greener grass all day long, every day, and it takes you out of what you do to be present on your own grass.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, feelings in bulk. Nina, it's live. That's how you see it. You share it. You can share it. Yeah, please share it and comment everywhere. I think we are on the Vital page, YouTube. We are on V94.9. We are on my page, and I think both of the guys have shared the stream on their pages as well. So, with all of that said, I made several posts, a series of posts, and I said I'm going to start doing that quite often because in the course of a day, I hear and write down probably a page of things that I feel should be shared or that I would like to share and get more insight on, or just to share because somebody may need to see it because somebody needed to hear it or whatever. So on one night this week, I went and I was in a space with mostly men. It was 2 nights this week. So the first night I was in a class, I was teaching a class, and it's run like a group therapy session, but it's psychoeducation. And for those of you who may not be clear on what psychoeducation is, it's really just teaching concepts and skills about psychological things, psychology, psychoeducation. So I'm teaching you things about feelings, emotions, and theories and stuff like that. And in this particular conversation, we were just talking about the roles of men and women in law, because a lot of these people are in the class because of experiences they've had relating to domestic violence. And they were just saying about, like, as a man, the law is always going to get me. And I'm like, well, there's a theory that says you are the bigger vessel. You are the bigger, more dominant being in a heterosexual relationship. So they're typically going to see you as the aggressor. I didn't make the rule. That's just what it is. I'm like, so can you accept that? Because when it's okay to be a man, it's okay to be a man. Like any other time, I'm a man. But then when being a man is you, and this is kind of how I took what they said, and we processed that. It's okay to be a man, and I'm a man. Like I have to push that I'm a man until my manhood or my strength is used against me, like in law when it comes to my relationship. Yeah. The things that came behind that about women and how women do things and antagonize the men and push the men to do these things was just very concerning, to say the least. Okay. So that was one setting. The next setting was a social setting. And I was just observing in this social setting, which is a venue, a social venue where everybody's, smoking, drinking, whatever they do, talking, looking, listening to music, whatever. And there was a group of men that sat around and had the most ridiculous conversation. Actually, one was doing all the talking. And I'm talking about talking, loud talking, nasty, vulgar talking. The other gentleman sat around and allowed that kind of talking. I was standing in earshot with another female, and it's like he intentionally was saying the things that he was saying. When I tell y'all some vulgar things, some things that were very degrading and demeaning, and it was like very intentional. It seemed so targeted. And I'm like, so there are a few things that I'm noticing here. The other men are not like saying anything. And if they did, I think that's what he just responded to when he said, I don't give a F. I said, oh, okay. So it doesn't matter that we're even standing here. Okay. So keep those in mind. And I'm going to share a short story with you from Genesis. From Genesis. And it reads, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the birds, the fish of the sea, and the birds of the air, and over everything, every living creature that moves on the ground. Let's fast forward. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat it, you will surely die. Okay. I want to go back to this part first, and then we'll dig a little deeper. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the, like he said that to them collectively. So I'm wondering, at what point in translation did we really get confused on the role of men and women together as them? Like when we're together, we're supposed to be like really thriving and striving together, right? Is that what I understand? Or are you supposed to rule me and I'm just supposed to kind of be there? Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I go get it. Is what did you all just get from what I read? You like that Bible study right there?
Well,
what comes from that?
I like context. So that's chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
We have a whole chapter 2 where you see the formation, creation
We're
of
getting there.
the woman.
Okay.
And then you have chapter 3 where there were consequences imputed for actions.
Okay.
And that's where you get a lot of brothers with the rule thee part.
Okay.
Now, to believers, that's the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
To non-believers, that's not their reality.
Okay.
But it's conditioned because most of the people that trained you have that as their reality.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, yes, they were created at the same time in his mind. Chapter 2 is his art.
Okay.
And chapter 3 is the fall.
Okay. So in my mind, I thought about them collectively together. So then, well, Eddie, let me get you on that part first. But I'm just trying, I want to get the first of all the roles and kind of understanding what was in store for them before we get to how we got here where we are today.
Well, I mean, I'd be on the non-believer side of that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so.
Like, don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
But I just, it wouldn't make sense for God to create the same capacity in terms of mental load and carrying what needs to be carried, like the same kind of brains, the same functionings. Like there exists women that far supersede men and men that far supersede women. Mm-hmm. If it's possible for men and women to be on that same scale, it wouldn't make sense to create somebody that's that close to equal and expect some level of dominance, especially when he directly be like, hey, run these animals. He could have just made a woman with 50% brain capacity than a man and been like, it would have made more sense. Like, but it just don't make sense if you gave too much to women if the goal was for Adam to fully be in control in that situation. So that's one of my struggles with the sentiment.
Okay, let's go down. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field and all the birds of the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." Let's pause there. I was created to help you from you. You gotta love me and take care of me, and like, why would you not? I'm a part of you. What do y'all think about that?
I think it's plain.
Okay.
A brother was in a space, and if I can lean in, I will say he's in a space. He's not lonely. He's alone.
Okay.
There's a difference.
It is.
Okay, that's for another day.
That's another show. Yeah. It might be, but probably not.
So
I'll be going with you though.
He has purpose. He has an assignment. He has a mission. But even in this text, he's still not the provider. He's the manager.
Right. The provisions have been made. Do this, do
The
that, do.
provisions have already been put in place.
Okay.
So he is managing the provisions that's been entrusted into his care.
Okay. Including.
We hadn't even got to her yet.
Okay.
He has a job.
Yes. Okay.
He has a responsibility.
Uh-huh.
He's providing. He is, and when I say providing, he's providing for that which is under his care, management, right? Then the one who created him said, it's not good for you to be alone. I'm going to give you a helper, one suitable for this task.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about her on the same page. Doesn't say anything about that. Now, what is helper? So that's the big question we have to look and wrestle with. What is a helper?
And then, like, if you look at what he was already responsible for doing, like, this is what, yeah. So, I mean, so like you said, it's pretty clear. But Eddie, as the non-believer in this conversation.
First off, that boy had to look real crazy with an extra set of little ribs in there.
One was gone.
Huh?
He took one out.
He could have just took one. Cause
yeah.
Was it lopsided? Because we got symmetry in here. So if he took one, did he have 7 and then it turned into 6? Or would he have to take out a set of ribs? You know what I'm saying? That make that middle section
what
tall.
One rib. Let me get one rib.
Chris Rock.
Let me just get one rib.
First off, now
just one.
I don't have greater context, but with what you just read, it makes it sound like God is having internal conversation about Adam having help, and that he just put Adam to sleep and took it.
Let me do the surgery.
Did he have a conversation with Adam that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you help"? I don't know. What is that? What happened?
No, Adam didn't even say he needed help. Adam didn't even know he needed help.
Adam don't know the concept.
Adam don't know nothing. Just name
the concept of help can't exist if you're the only person that exists. So Adam can't have no. Whatever you tell somebody who don't know what help is to do, they just got to do it, right? I don't think the emergence of help that shows up in your active duties. Again, if God didn't say I'm giving you somebody that's going to be under you to help, I don't think just the active existence of a job that you get help for means that you are the authority on it, and hence the lead authority. Now, you can be the lead authority by experience, but it does not mean that doesn't guarantee that you're suitable for that role forever, because if that person supersedes you in that knowledge, now what do we do?
I still want to help you though. I'm still inclined to help you.
But are we to dim the light of the help because they have somehow gained that achievement? Do we say you should now forever, whether you are capable or not, be down here because I was appointed in this place?
Okay. I hope you're listening closely because the conversation gets deep. 994-8949 if you want to get into it. If you're a man or a woman and you want to be a part of this conversation because you're a man or a woman, call in. This is just the beginning of the beginning. This is how it got started. And here we are in 2026 having some very barbaric conversations about men and women in relationship and friendships existing. We don't even know how to do that together. Did the first issue come when they were in the Garden of Eden, where they had been instructed to not eat from this tree? Let's see who he told. Let's see who God told. Adam had already just declared, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of me, So let's go on down to the fall of man. And I'm just going to go. The woman said, okay, let me just give you context here. Now, this serpent comes in the garden, okay? Basically, I had already read to you about the tree of knowledge. They already knew this. You had already, this tree has been pointed out already up there in the beginning. Don't eat from this. But serpent comes in. He was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? The woman said to the serpent, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God said, God did say you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. You will not surely die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. That sounds like a tempt to me. Okay. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. Let me play something for her, because, baby, you had already been told. Okay, so she eats it anyway because it looked good. Okay. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. First of all, Adam, you were supposed to be in charge of all of this. Why did you not, baby, you are to help me. Why are you even talking to him? What is happening here? It's some other stories about what could have happened, but let's talk about what was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen? Because y'all heard the instruction.
They were given, he was given clear instructions.
Okay.
And he was to witness that, share that with said one man who does not have a name yet.
He ain't even named.
And he don't have a name yet.
My, y'all just out here.
Okay. Now, she eats, he eats because he's with her, which means in his silence, he's complicit.
So I ain't saying that. So I'm with it too, basically.
And it's there we get that tug of war.
Okay.
This is where I believe that tug of war of mentality, mindsets, attitudes, dominion, ownership, rulership, authority. Because instead of silence, he should have said, "This is what God said to do.
Yeah,
and this is what we're gonna do."
Period.
Now, we can get to the little boy story, but there's some deeper pieces here. Number one, they were given a boundary by God. They crossed it. Whether she ate, he ate, because they both ate at the end of the day. They both ate.
Okay, but we ate because she broke the rule. She was seduced by the snake or whatever. Like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Let me try it. Here, boo, eat some. He eats it anyway. Girl, I'm not eating it. If he wouldn't have eaten it, we wouldn't have been cursed. Okay. We wouldn't have been cursed. Yeah. You know, now all this is cursed. And cursed is the ground because of you.
And you got to work.
All that.
I'm kicking
and
you
now
out.
You know you naked. You ain't even know you was naked. We wouldn't even had to wear clothes if Eve went around here listening to somebody outside her husband. When did husbands become ill-equipped? Was it with Adam? Because his ass should have said, Eve, no.
Now, this is where I might interpret. Did Adam not know the concept of dominion then?
Adam seemed a little slow, didn't he?
I'm just saying, either he knows the concept of dominion and we got to talk about why he didn't act on it, or he didn't know that he wasn't supposed to at times maybe listen to Eve. If we're going to say that he was put over her,
okay,
then the weight of the accountability is what we're going to talk about in that situation. You know, now, one of my struggles in this situation is it feels like the whole tree existing is a trap.
It's a test. It was a test. I told you don't do it. All these other trees and you on this one. Why?
And that's
it. But
eat that one.
Which means that God knew everything that was going to happen in the series of events that it happened in.
Duh.
Correct.
Why even start a test? Why not just start Adam and Eve in the conditions that they were in after they failed it? If failing it was inevitable.
Because they still had a choice. Now,
that's not really choice.
Yes, it is. Ed, I told you, don't get it.
Either way, other point that I struggle with is I really want to know what their knowledge really was. I feel like they was about 3.5 to 4 years old. In the same way, if you tell a 4-year-old don't touch that, they're gonna walk up to it and just sit there and stand in front of it and eventually touch it.
I got to have that one.
And again, somebody who don't know they naked, they ain't 20. You know,
but I'm the first one, Eddie.
Exactly. You don't know what nothing means.
I'm just over here. The other people over there, we don't even know about that.
You don't know what nothing means in this part of life.
All you gotta do is trust me.
What was the difficulty?
Trust. What? Right. Why you can't just trust me?
But we trust that they knew what trust meant. Their brains is little. They ain't been here enough for 3 months.
See, okay, and see this that's how men try to rationalize the stuff they do now. So let's bring it to 2026. Right now, you can jump online in any given moment and see a man-woman debate. You can see two brothers debating about how women are to be treated. You can see two women debating about how men are treated and how they should respond and how they should present. Yo, where did we go wrong? Was it in Eden or has it developed over time? So that's the bigness of this conversation. Like, where did we go wrong? There was an era in time, and you look at this is the beginning, but an era in time where the Black family unit was like a that was a staple, right? Like power to the people collectively. And then even the families were dysfunctional, it still was functional enough for us to kind of try to thrive together. Now we don't even want to be around each other. I don't even want to try to date or engage with you because y'all ignorant. That's kind of where people are. And it's not just women that are in that space, but men as well. It is a very disconnected, disjointed idea of relating, dating, and mating and all of that. All folk want to do is mate, eat, drink, and be merry.
I think it's some pathological issues here.
Okay.
We make it seem as if the Black family was really a unit for real. There are really short snippets of that time. Since our being captured and brought here, there has been a system to separate us.
Yes. Okay.
That behavior has been repeated. So someone has to make a choice to undo that curse. Just not enough of making that choice. It's a mindset. And so, yeah, they did when we needed each other to get out of this financial or whatever. But once you start removing the thing that held the unit together, and all these other options come out, now the Black woman doesn't need that piece to rest on.
So all of this is by design, like you said, it's pathological.
It's all
by design.
To me. It's all system.
Okay. And we like if we can all say that we know that there were systems put in place to make the demise of the structure of the healthy relationship. If we know that, why don't we combat that?
I don't think any form of solution can be found in figuring out what Adam and Eve was doing. That's first for me.
Like, what were they even doing?
Yeah, I don't think they make a difference. I think where we go to is, I talk about patriarchy all the time. If you go back to the roots of patriarchy, it's in the concept of ownership. Men and women used to have a more equitable journey. Again, thousands of years existed before all of this. So in different cultures, men and women's roles have wavered in and out. And at some point, there began to become a greater gap between what is expected of women and what's not. Because a lot of men don't even see women as a helpmate. They don't even see women as that. They see women as
objects,
as their body parts, as their duties, right? And so I think another part of the problem is there's no point in trying to figure out what's wrong with men and or what's wrong with women. It's about figuring out if the person that's in front of you, as a man looking for a woman, is that woman in front of you meeting your needs? And is that man in front of you, women, meeting your needs? And if they're not, how do you communicate with them in them meeting those needs? Because if you just sit there and be like, men is like this and women is like this, and applying that potential to the person in front of you without saying, what does this person have? Like, I want the person in front of me to say, what does Eddie have? What is Eddie missing?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
not generalized.
No, not general. We got to zoom into the individual experience of the people. We get caught too much in needing answers for those questions.
But people are scared to get involved with a person because of like we started off talking about the big picture of social media. You scroll 10 minutes and you see, you don't see people really saluting healthy relationships or sharing that they're in healthy relationships, or it's always some extra piece lingering about what healthy relationships look like. And I don't mean that we have to be in a titled relationship. I just mean the way that we interact with each other. Eddie, so like in my own relationship, if it's not understood that we are boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife, but we have a relationship, and these different things, like those different values or those different levels of communicating and understanding each other are absent, that's probably what I'm more talking about. That's what's in my algorithm. And I think that's more of what everybody's seeing. I don't see anybody really saying it. Oh, I love love. I'm excited about dating. I don't see that. So I'm really wondering, how did we get here? Is it because of childhood trauma? Is it because of societal messaging? Is it because of our parents and their relationship? What is it?
It's all of it.
Okay.
But I want to piggyback, but I want to pick here on what Eddie said about we can't go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can, because it gives you a healthy picture of what has been tainted. Number one, dating is not a biblical principle, and making dating and marriage in a similar conversation is hard to do.
Okay.
Because there you didn't choose, it was picked. So when you talk about loving somebody and falling in love and all that, that element is removed. These families have orchestrated this marriage. This your woman, bro.
Okay.
You graduate, then you start seeing choice, i.e., you take the story of Jacob, right? Who had been tricked and then to do 14 years just to get the woman of his desire, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he still was married to the other one.
Dog.
Right.
Doggone, because that
at that
she was
time,
the wrong one.
right?
She
Well,
wasn't the right one.
the uncle tricked him, right? So he ended up having to put in
Dang,
7
Jacob.
more years for the wife of his choice, and so you had multiple wives at that time. So culture has shifted, but my bottom line sentiment is dating and marriage are not the same.
Okay.
And it's hard to even have real life conversations in the two, because one, you're getting to know one, and the other ones you're still getting to know, but you have some legal and some moral, ethical guidelines centering that.
Okay. Let's scratch both of those.
All right, let's
scratch dating and marriage. Let's talk about relating. Let's talk about just interacting.
People.
Yeah. Like, I just want to interact with men in a healthy way. I don't want to feel like when I walk down the space and there's men on both sides that I'm automatically just objectified. I want to feel like, okay, what's up, sister? How you doing? You know, like, whatever. But let's go to that. We are here circling one of the most superficially irrational, but most common and most important of all presumptions of love. And that's that the person to whom one has pledged oneself is not just the center of one's emotional existence. They are also, in a very strange, objectively insane, and profoundly unjust sense, responsible for simply everything that happens to you. So when you enter a relationship, you start trying to date, you put everything on that person. It's all this is just what that is. It rejects our creative endeavors. It overlooks us in promotions. It rewards idiots. It neglects our talents. It delays our flights, loses our keys, sends our luggage off to far-flung destinations, and almost all the time we cannot complain. It's too difficult to tease out who is really to blame, or even if we know, we can't say, but I'm going to blame it on the person in front of me. The only person to whom we can expose the multiple grievances is the one that we're supposed to love. If that's what love sounds like, I don't know if I want that. So how did we get here? So, what up, Kurt? Kurt said, love is about sacrifice and commitment. People are not down for that. And it does not. So before we get to relationships and marriage, just day-to-day functioning, do we even like each other?
Now you're getting somewhere.
I can't stand women. I hate men. Oh, good. How we get there?
Hurt.
Okay. Who hurt you?
Because think about it. We talk about just relationships. Most people, I believe, get that part right. We don't have no problem with the 5-minute, 10-minute, 2-hour, 4-hour piece, right? It's the long-term piece that I think gets the like, we can hang out. We at the bar, we chilling, we cooking. We at the cookout.
Don't
we at
come
the picnic.
home with me though.
And it's
don't
longer
get in my
piece.
intimate space. Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? Like, hey, what's up, woo? Dop, dop, dop.
Kick it.
You got all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing for me is the respect, though. It's a baseline level of respect as a human. Forget the gender, as a human.
Thank you.
That you owe everybody.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay. I agree. How do we get here, Eddie? Social media hurt on display. What's the comment right there?
Trauma.
Okay.
Trauma. That's a big piece. We don't have a good relationship with ourselves in many instances coming out of childhood. So how can we have a good relationship with somebody else? And what does it look like when two people that don't have a good relationship with themselves get into a relationship with each other. And what happens when one person who has a good relationship with themselves gets into a relationship with somebody who doesn't have a good relationship with themselves?
Yeah, probably everything I just explained, huh?
Exactly everything you
Like,
just
what in the
explained.
world?
Yeah.
All of that. And then when two people who do have a good relationship with themselves get into it, there's still so many different, cogs that's moving in opposite directions that need to be realigned and fixed and worked on, because two people still bring both of their own experiences together and sit right there. But like, we got to talk about trauma. Whoopings did a lot of heavy lifting on people believing that, pain is a part of love.
Yeah, because I'm doing this because I love you.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
you're
getting
doing this
whooped and
because you
doing it
hate
because I
me.
love you. So if a
No, you don't.
man or a woman put their hands on you and say, I love you, but sometimes, now what do y'all think the response to that is? The same experience that we supposed to gave our mom and daddy. I'm sorry, mamas and daddies that was whooping your kids. It is what it is. I got my butt tore up. But like, we do have to think about the outcome that our childhood experiences gave us when it comes to how we perceive love, how we perceive connection and relationships.
Okay.
It makes a difference.
Let me throw this in here based on this comment right here. Well, you don't see those positive elements in today's DMR you mentioned because of the dark places that many people are in, which is trauma. There's a lot of hate going around, and many people love seeing people not getting along, divorcing, etc. Many love seeing fighting, crashes, etc. No respect in it. I want to go to when I made the status about being in those rooms. Like, there were a lot of comments, and the men, all but maybe one or two of the guys in the comments said that I need to be in better rooms. Like, the context, I just said I've been in rooms recently where men showed and said, like, openly said that they didn't like women. And then it ended up that I needed to be in better rooms. I was like, well, that's without taking into account why I was in the rooms or anything. It became about me being in the wrong places, and these men can feel this way. That's kind of how I took that. Like, well,
so
all right.
So I would argue, are they? Well, I would ask, the question is, because there was the thing, spoken, unspoken, custom, tradition, that when men are talking, women will leave the room.
Mm-hmm.
Right. However, let's get back to respect. Let's say you are the person sitting and having that conversation, and he's standing there. And what I say is, when we talk about basic human respect, if you don't want it done to you, then don't do it to people. So why? Because you're not going to want to sit there and have that conversation had about men, and you're on the other end around all women. So to me, it's a matter of just growing up in your emotions.
Okay.
It's basic RQ to me.
And RQ is
relational intelligence.
So the fact that we even would think something like, if it's a room full of men talking, a woman shouldn't be in there, or whatever that means, like, not, like I said, not taking anything else into consideration other than the fact that men and women are not the same. That's really all I heard in that, and that you, woman, should find different rooms to be in. Not asking, well, hey, were you teaching? Hey, were you providing some type of service? Hey, you just should be in different rooms. Let them have those conversations without you there.
This is the thing.
Okay, guys.
What women need from men is not to say be in better rooms. Because if you say you need to be in better rooms, then you can acknowledge that there are rooms that are dangerous or harmful for women. What women need from men is to acknowledge the kind of danger that is in that room with those men.
Okay.
That's what women need, right? So if you're a man that can recognize and acknowledge that there are men that exist like that, it becomes our duty at some point to challenge those behaviors that those men have. That's what women are looking for. But women don't get that. And this is something that I've been peeping, that's been going on, that I don't think a lot of men can see. There are a substantial number of men that hate women. They do not like women. They do not value anything about women. The internal qualities that women have that offer men who value women, those men don't see those things. And those men are in the room with men that care about women. And those men are propagandizing the woman experience towards men who are starting to believe it.
Okay. Well said.
In greater numbers. It's not like everybody don't have bad experience. Every man have bad experience with a woman somehow. That is not an indictment on every woman that exists. And those men treat it as if it is. And when I'm having these conversations online, I'm not anti-man. I'm pro better men.
Say I'm okay. And that everything you said is exactly what I was feeling. I'm like, now sitting in a space with other men, I would have expected, like people say, a real man to get up. Hey, bro, chill out. Like something. Or come over to the ladies. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry about this. Like, this is not a reflection of all of us. Whatever needs to be said to disengage from the level of ignorance that was going. Like, I mean, if it was crazy, if I say it was insane, it was insane.
Yeah, because you got a deep well.
Like come on, come on with the ignorance. But this here,
I like that spin, Eddie. I'll go ahead and push here, and this is coming from both sides. A lot of people, men and women, but especially boys, have mommy issues.
Oh, what you say?
They have mommy issues. And that, to me, is where a lot of the disrespect stems from, because of
I hate my mama.
Some injury with mommy.
Dang.
That has wounded said boy. And until they go back to heal that little boy and those issues, they run around with this anger, they run around with this pain. Like, they're hard, but who taught you to be hard?
My mama was. So in the same comments on that post, we got into it. Like, people, I'm gonna repost it or pin it so that you all can see it. But that came up, and a lot of people were saying, like, the mama issues for sure, and then finding women that are nurturers and givers like those mamas should be, in abusing them or not seeing the light in them because you can't get past what you saw in your mama. My mama was the reason that my daddy wasn't around, because she crazy or whatever you saw. My mama bullied me and beat me because I'm a boy and she wanted me to be tough. My mama dated multiple men, so I think women are whores. Like, whatever that is, whatever those wounds are, can those wounds really be healed? Can they really be filled? Can they really be healed?
No, when it comes to mental health and trauma, no, they'll never be healed.
Right.
They will never. Your experiences will never go away. They will always be a fixture. But those fixtures, if you don't tend to them, can reach out and grab you and pull you back there. The goal of the journey is to make those fixture statues that can no longer move, can no longer impact you, can no longer drift over into your current experience. Until you do that, you're going to be stuck in a situation where you're going to be projecting whatever experience you have onto the women you date. And I talk to people about how there's a particular dynamic that happens when a man leaves his mama, right? When a boy leaves his daddy, there's no change. When a daughter leaves her daddy, there's no change. When a girl leaves a mama, there's no change. But when a boy leaves his mama, society swerves in his advantage. He now becomes the power structure when it comes to women in the society we have, right? And so this mama have been exerting all her power on him because society tells her that in order for that boy to be tough, then she got to be tough on him. And so the tough on him can be overbearing for him. So when he leaves her and that power dynamic shift, he projects that hurt onto those women because he didn't heal what he needed to heal, getting that hurt from his mama.
Okay, I've heard the opposite of that too, though, where the mom is not even aggressive toward her son at all. Very much, gentle parenting. And so now you have the emotion, you still have an emotional disconnect.
I think in that situation, we're talking about the men in the manosphere. We're talking about the man who was talking crazy. We're talking about him coming from a man that was hurt by mama, right? But the general system of patriarchy and male power, regardless if you're raised by your mama, your daddy, whoever, when you go out there, you're given power. You're given the expectation that you got to be at the top of the hierarchy. You're given the expectation that you got to make the money to take care of family. The society already tells us that there are people up under us and we got to be up here. So if you just generally start acting the way that society expects of you, then you're going to act as if you're on the top of the power hierarchy. It's very easy to access and it's intoxicating. It's very intoxicating to be able to believe that your words are the best words and your charisma is the best and you can just find a woman, just talk to her any kind of way and snake charm her into your life.
Not snake charm in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, if you ain't got no discipline, you're going to do that and you're going to cause harm.
Okay. 994-8949. The phone lines are open. If you are saying it to the screen, you can say it to the airwaves. Heavy conversation. I'm going to give you the last 14 or so minutes to join in with us on this every third Sundays. DMR, real conversations based on real experiences, because we all do all of them all the time.
You know, it's another side to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was picture perfect.
But the other picture,
the other side to that same argument, Eddie, and this is what I was alluding to when we were off air, is then when he is the other side of that is mama boy.
like when he's decent.
Yeah, you nothing but a mama boy. Well, like, dude, if I'm gonna take care of my mama, take care of you. In thought, but it's a no win. The goalpost moves for a lot of times, and I think the balance needed is not to do him so much good and not to do him so much bad. There's a healthy balance that got to come from mommy. But here's the big thing, going back to what you said, which I totally agree. The centerpiece to the equation is the man. When the man is visible, not just present,
okay,
visible and vocal, the training of the young boy, he gets to see that. He gets to model that. He gets to learn that, because whether your dad is there or not, you still got to learn it. So it's best to learn it early by seeing, observation, and you'll know how to apply versus on-the-job training.
Okay.
I don't disagree, but the problem is, I talked about Kendrick Lamar's Father Time before. It's a song called Father Time. We talk about a lot about what boys' experiences are when their dad is not there. That whole song is a whole expose on how a boy turns out when their father is there, but incorrectly. And there's a whole bunch of fathers being daddies to their sons problematically. You know, a lot of it. And so we put too much weight on what a man that is there does, mostly because they're absent a lot, but we don't. And when they there, we give them props for being there, but we don't talk about the quality of that presence. And there are a lot of boys that have men that don't have a quality presence there. And that's more trauma, right? There's some stuff we got to overcome. Clearly, our fathers and they had a much more difficult experience than us because society was different. Abuse was more prevalent. And there were no stopgaps for if abuse was happening. Somebody will swoop in and say, "Hey, you can't really do that."
Yeah.
Now I'm a swing this. Here we go. Before Eddie, I want to pick here because I believe that the genesis to the relationship woes has to become a creator issue. If God is the creator of this institution, of this phenomenon
of people, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we got a large majority of people that's not into the Bible, into the word, into the religious aspect, or even the spiritual aspect, then where are you getting the information that you are learning from?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
So if God created relationships, shouldn't we be seeking the owner and creator on how these relationships should go?
Okay. Put a pin in that. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you're in with the show. Turn your radio all the way down, please. And go ahead with your question or comment.
I'm speaking to my phone that's tied to the. Is there feedback?
Nope. Go ahead.
I'll change. Okay. How you all doing? First and foremost.
Good, and you?
Good.
I'm doing well. Now I didn't hear the whole conversation. I know it because of what you post, but I was trying to. Before I reply, I want to know exactly what was said. Can you give me a rough draft?
No. I'll call you when we get off. It was that type of conversation.
Oh, well, based on what's been said, okay, the first thing is men can't learn to be men from women. Only a man can teach a man.
Okay.
Just like only a woman can teach a woman how to be woman. There's certain things, nuances, things that we think different, we act different, we respond, we don't react. We're less emotional. Okay, we're stoic, or we're supposed to be. I actually said this to a guy not too long ago. I learned this because I've always been the physical tough dude, and if you cross me, you better be ready to throw your hands because I can throw them, right? So I learned that even anger is an emotion that's feminine. It's still a feminine emotion. We as men, we don't respond with anger, right? We combat anger. We stay composed. We don't react. So I've taught that to my son, how to respond. Now, we're not always successful as a man doing it because there are certain lines that men going to draw that you can't cross. Because if you cross the line, then it's going to be war.
Okay.
Right? Those are just characteristics of men.
All right.
So a woman can't teach a man. Now, as far as what, just looking in on what you wrote on Facebook, my question would be, is a lot of men now are having standards, right? And a lot of times when men have standards, let's just say a man say, hey, I don't want a woman that's big, right? I don't want a woman with a stomach. We're viewed as being bad when women say that they don't want a man that don't make 6 figures.
Okay. You're entitled to have a type and a choice and all of that.
Yeah, so why is it that it look bad when a man says, I don't want no big woman?
Okay. Ken, I will say that's not what was happening, but I totally hear you. And as for the conversation, I'll share that with you. I will leave you with the question of why does it matter what was said if the people in the room were disrespected? 994-8949 is the number if you want to be a part of the conversation, male or female, man or woman. Just talking about how we got here as far as like how we relate. I hear a lot of times people saying, I really feel sorry for you all because this is sad what you're experiencing. I'm like, hey.
When I hear sentiments like that, it'll be easier for me to hear that those are aspirations of men. You know, so saying men don't get angry and saying that we are not successful at getting angry, like that don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Men do get angry. Men are all of the things that he said men are not. Men are that sometimes, all those things, because they're
human emotions.
We all exist in the range of emotion. Yeah. So it's already a red flag to me when I hear we don't do those things. We do. We do them all the time. Now, how we respond to them and how we engage with them are different because society has given women the freedom to be expressive and have reduced men to not being able to be expressive. And so we end up silencing ourselves into blowing up at some point. But you've seen angry men. You've seen men go off. You've seen men blow up. You've seen men be irrational. You've seen men all these things.
One point of reference to that from the first group of men that I talked about, we discussed that a woman can teach a man not how to be a man, but how to be a respectable, emotionally intelligent, well-balanced human. Yeah. So in these classes, that's what this woman is doing. And we talked about anger, and I asked them the question, well, where did you learn anger? Most of them did say from their mothers, because these men grew up with their mother.
They didn't learn anger from their mama. Anger is a natural human emotion.
And it's the way that you express anger. So that was the lesson.
Mowgli out there in the jungle. Mowgli out there in the jungle became a man without men or women.
Right, because you're a man.
He got the tools that's going to make you a man or a woman regardless. I don't think men teach men to be men. Men are going to be men if they have nobody for 18 years. After 18 years, for women, when we see them across the street, we going to say that's a man. The law going to say it's a man. the dictionary of biology is gonna say it's a man. So when we're talking about a man being a man, we're talking about qualities that they have.
Not genetics or just the things that
No.
we're inclined to do, to sit down or stand up to urinate, to any of that. None of that.
When I talk to single mothers, some of them come across the idea that they say I can't teach a boy to be a man. And what I say is, we don't teach boys to be men. We give those boys tools to be the men that our society asks for or our families ask for. Because what my family think a man, it might be different in your family.
Yeah.
It is a much more efficient delivery system from a man to a boy. It does not mean that you cannot deliver that to that boy if you decide and choose what those qualities are. My granddaddy was kind, consistent, dependable, motivating, communicative.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach those things to a boy, whether you're a man or a woman.
Anybody can, absolutely.
But if you fall into the hype of the idea that only I can do this, you put an immeasurable amount of pressure on yourself as a man, and you're telling all the women in their lives that they can't achieve a thing that they've been tasked to do because a man is not there. And that ain't fair to either one of those groups of people.
All right. 994-8949. Now we have time for one more call, possibly. Men and women, the roles that we have, the idea of how to respect and be integrated. Like, should we be separated? Is this one of those situations too? Like, we already hit by race. Is it? I saw a content creator interview where he was asking women, could they comfortably live on a planet with only women? All of them was like, hell yeah, yep, sure, yep, yes, He asked the man. The man was like, hell no. But when you put that collectively together, it's like, well, if that were the case, treat us like that. Treat us like you want us to be here. Women, you're saying yes because of how you've been treated. So what if we did unto others as we would have them do unto us in every aspect of that? What if we did that? What if we practiced that with everybody?
And that's what I was saying earlier.
Like,
just basic human respect.
Okay.
Go ahead. No,
I'm sorry.
Let me push
this. They were just gentlemen. Those are the kind of men.
But that's just basic human respect. Like,
yeah,
everybody doesn't have emotional intelligence or relational intelligence, and it's a skill. It's learned, and some people are just. To me, I believe that a lot of people walk in pride. And because you cannot walk in pride and love at the same time, because we have been poorly trained on what real love is. We don't show up with love on a daily basis. We show up with self. We show up with our own wills and wants. We show up with our own expectations. It's hard for you to look at others in a loving way when you're all about self.
All right. Can't be selfish. Yeah, we got time for this call. Caller, you're in. Go.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the conversation, Vital Crew. I would like to see, well, first I'll say I was just disturbed about the man that you witnessed in the setting the other day.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Okay.
Just so disturbed by it. But we need to stop being so silent about what we're seeing going on in our communities concerning our men and our boys. I believe people should be good human beings as well. It doesn't matter if a mother raised her son. It doesn't matter. Or who teaches the boy to be a man. None of that matters. But it matters, like you said, Wu, about just being a decent human being. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, I can take you really quickly. Go.
Hello?
Hey, real quick. Go.
Hey, real quick. I just wanted to say that I appreciate this conversation. I think it's kind of well overdue. Not sure what happened in that communication a while back, but I will say that one of the things that we need to do is to really start remaining focused on the fact that everybody should have a voice that should be heard, and there's a perspective that should be respected and heard from many angles. I think for a lot of men, it's about what generation did they come up in? Did they come from a generation of men that didn't allow women to talk and didn't see women with power, didn't see women with authority? I think part of that plays into it. And me personally, I came up from a single mother. My mother was military, and she kind of was harder than, just from a discipline standpoint. She kept me accountable, and she, it was her military upbringing that kind of brought me through on a discipline point.
Mhm.
But I really want to say this, that men really just in many ways don't know how to express themselves. I think anger is the default emotion. So when they're fearful, they're angry. When they're disappointed, they're angry. When they feel betrayed, they're angry. It's a lot of things, a lot of ways, a lot of emotion in men, but it kind of defaults to this common 2 or 3 socially acceptable behaviors in emotions, which is anger.
Thank you so much for that. Gotta go. We'll continue the conversation for 10 minutes on the live. Come on now. Y'all have a good week and continue to be vital. All right, y'all. So here we are continuing the conversation just for a few minutes, just because it's one of those topics that we need to discuss. We have to talk about it. And you all are talking about it. So what he just said, like, my mama was military, the discipline, she raised me, and he could appreciate the conversation and is aware of, turn it off. And is aware of everything around him. That's one man's opinion. But then there's so many other people with so many different opinions. The idea that a woman is supposed to be seen and not heard or whatever else, but you want a woman, you want women to, you want a woman. So what do you want her for? Just have sex with her? Is that what we have been minimized to?
I think there are a lot of men that if you can transfer, if there was an android or a robot that was similar to a woman, similar enough that they can live with her and men could shut them off when they didn't want to deal with them, I think a lot of men would take that option.
Wow.
I think a lot of men would take that option because, like I said, I think there are a lot of men who don't value the offerings that women have. If everything else, for all intents and purposes, could be done and it was a bot that did it, cooking, sex, all of that, I think they would take that option. I think that they would avoid the conversations, avoid getting to know the person, avoid learning through their partner how to communicate and engage better, get some of that relational intelligence up.
And I think they should. If that's if it's that difficult for you to be able to manage the fullness of a real woman, of a woman that has expectations, that has standards, that has an opinion, that has thoughts, that expresses feelings, maybe you should get a damn robot.
And let me be clear.
Maybe you should.
I believe there's a ton of women that would do that too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, sure.
There's a ton of women that do it. But this is where it's important to understand the essence of what oppression does in these systems, right? So when we talk about white supremacy, it's very easy for black people to disconnect from whiteness because we are the ones that's been harmed and white people need us. It's the same thing with patriarchy. It's very easy for women to disconnect from men, but men, we need them. That's what's found in that example you're talking about where those dudes were saying, yeah, I'll go live on women saying I'll go live on an all-woman planet, men saying they wouldn't. It's because we centered women to our existence. Because that system of oppression, the men from 2,000 years ago, they promised us, if we just make enough money, if we are willing to pay for things, if we are willing to be the lead, the protector, provider, and provisional, if we do all of that stuff, we are promised a person that will be dutiful to us and serve us and do all the things for our children and all that. That was just a promise that they made with products that wasn't theirs. They made promises about something that they couldn't do, and they did it anyway.
Look at this. I hear everything you're saying. I'm gonna bring it back home to a very base level. Why we need men. So I'm 5'5". I have a step stool in my house, but I still cannot reach these blinds that I'm trying to get down that are here. That a man could get up there and do whatever he's gonna do, especially a man of a certain height. Then the ladder that we have to get is something for a man to do. When I'm trying to open a jar of peppers, I wrote a story about this. I had this jar sitting on my countertop for a week because I couldn't open it. And I did that. I did all that. I had the little thing that they give you at the health fair. I had that I couldn't open it. I needed a man for that. When it comes to just doing things that men are by design capable and able to do, I needed a man just for those things. Don't even get into the emotional, the sex, not simply for the things that a man is capable of doing because he's a man.
That's
it.
Men are capable of doing it because they.
Victoria, shut up. Victoria said, "Put hot water on the jar." I did that.
Men, listen. Men are capable of those things because men created the things that created it. Like men made jars that tight.
Like, why you do that?
If men all disappeared tomorrow, women would just create a model of jars that ain't that tight when you close them. That's just, they would create a ladder that goes up higher, or they would structure their living spaces to where blinds don't even go up that high. Men created all the stuff. Men created society. So that's the difficult part of this conversation. When you don't get into the roots of men creating these systems, you don't process it in a different way to where, yeah, I mean, we say men are designed to do it, but it's off of men's design that they are designed to do it.
Because it shouldn't be, it should be designed. So
it don't have to be. If men from the beginning of time considered everything about women, then there wouldn't be a tampon tax. You know what I'm saying? If white people considered as much about, did y'all know that Band-Aids for the longest have just been skin colored? All my childhood, them Band-Aids that was like, they was supposed to be so it blend into white people's skin. If white people consider black people, then we
made some black Band-Aids.
Then it wouldn't be an ethnic aisle. Brushes would just be all in the same. Like, so it's the same.
Yeah. Like I said, racism and segregation and integration.
Yeah.
If we could be segregated, would that make us appreciate each other more? Like, I appreciate men. Like, I grew up in a household with my daddy and my brother, and I'm in the middle of two brothers. So like, and they big boys. So I'm not the daintiest of girls, but I'm a woman. I still understand what it looks like to have a man present. My daddy is down right now, and my mother's doing everything. I bet my mama know what it's like to have her man down. I'm looking at it happen. Like, we need you, just like you need us. Like, I was just looking, Jonathan. I was like,
I bet my mama.
What I'm interested in is at the point that not just your dad, but men began struggling with needing more from their partners.
Yeah.
What was their internal conversation with themselves?
Like, man, I'm gonna die because she don't know what to do.
When you've been told for 25 years, you're the money, you're the man, you do all the stuff, and then you're limited. If you haven't said, I'm Eddie, I'm money, what do you do with that? You're going to struggle with the idea that you can no longer be present the way that society told you your existence hinges upon you being.
Yeah, I'm with Kurt on that one.
Okay. What Kurt say?
It's the question. It's the question.
Okay.
Because men, in my opinion, we are really simple in a lot of ways. It don't take a whole lot.
It's because y'all kind of slow.
Be that as it may. Now, I'm not going to say all men are simple, but most men are just like, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm good.
By design, right?
Maybe.
No. Conditioning.
So not by Adam, just kind of.
I don't agree. There's a plethora of research that talks about the needs just as they are. We have less.
Okay.
Most of the research.
Yeah, because you ain't got to buy no bra. You ain't got to buy no feminine, no masculine products.
What are we measuring need less by?
Well, he just said like
what I'm saying, the needs.
Yeah, like the general.
So like the Gottman study, and a lot of the research points to the needs of men not being as much. It's so needy. So it's like 4 or 5 basics for men.
A part of that got to be because women, when they come into men's lives, they take on a bunch of men's responsibilities.
We're conditioned to believe that that's our role. Like who says whose responsibilities are whose? I don't want to cut the grass. There are because there are some things that are understood. Like, baby, if you can do this, why am I doing it?
Okay, in order to quantify this metric, what in an individual man's life and an individual woman's life that are living solo, what does a man need? What does a woman need that's different than a man?
Sex.
Flip
it the other way around.
No,
women.
No,
men need that.
Women do too.
Everybody need that.
Not like that.
They might not.
No, say that. Everybody needs sex.
Like it no more.
Everybody don't.
Well, let's say that's true. That makes men more needy then. What do women need more than men in individual life?
What do women? Affection. We don't need that.
I need attention. I need to know that you're present.
That too. Quality time.
Not necessarily affection. I need you to get this battle too.
Quality time.
And open his jaw too.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
women go on. Go to work.
What else?
Most women need that safety.
Safety.
A little bit more safety.
No, everybody needs safety.
Everybody needs.
So okay, let's
what
break
is safety
down.
that women
need safety.
Hold on, y'all. Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that all human beings, so we get back to that, everybody has a baseline of needs as human beings. But then,
but safety is on tier 2.
It's not fair. It's not fair to say women need safety when the safety they need is predominantly from men.
That's what I just said. I say everybody needs it, but they need more.
But what do they need to be safe from?
And what type of safety? Okay.
Well, again, that's going back to the dynamics of men and women. They are different. We have to acknowledge the fact that men and women
we are different.
And
period.
so
we are different from each
But
other.
I'm saying, what do women need safety from when they just by themselves? When they just a solo life, solo living, what do they need safety
they're
from?
communicable. We're really not. We don't really have to have a whole lot of words. They speak way more words than we do.
But safety.
What's that related to? How do they relate to safety?
You said what you. No, we agree. Women and men need safety. I'm saying women need more safety.
But what does more safety look like?
Well, hell, you talk from a vantage point. I think that's purely subjective.
What I'm saying, if
I'm the woman, so I can say what I need, what safety means to me. So let's go back to that. The purpose of the conversation was to educate each other on the needs and ideas of each other. I've never been a man. Y'all have never been women. So a lot of times we have these conversations trying to prove points. I don't care about that. What I care about is understanding who I'm spending time around. Okay. So when I say safety, because of the anatomy, because of the design, if you're present with me, you go out first. You do what you're designed to do. But in a position like what Curtis said about the independent woman, if I'm alone, I have to do that, which is not always the first. That's not really how I'm wired, but I'm wired that way because I have to be.
Yeah,
but if a man is
walking
present,
down the alley, right?
Yeah. So baby,
afraid.
I'm jumping
I
to
just gotta
you.
be less afraid because I gotta leave.
But
whatever you gotta do.
Listen, okay.
Listen,
we got to get to the metric, right? Okay, let's say we look into a crystal ball. Right. That man and that woman are both living an independent life, and they never have a thing that they need to be safe from. What do they need differently?
Okay.
What do they need differently then?
It's still okay. So at that point, it's still basic level. It's still hierarchy of needs. Mm-hmm. So when does it change? Does it change because of genetics and anatomy and?
Well, I'm still trying to quantify what less than looks like, because if you say a woman needs safety, but the only thing she needs to be safe from is men, it's not fair to say they need more, because the thing that needs less is the reason why women need more.
No, but hold up. So, and even in her analogy, if the man's not present, she still needs that safety. Whereas we're walking outside,
and it may not just be from men. I will say this: it's not just safety from men. Emotionally, yes.
This is what I need to know. That's what I'm saying. What do you need to be safe from outside of men that men don't need to be safe from
as well? So like bears, dogs, getting hit by a car. That's all of
men need the same level of fear for those things.
You're right. So okay, you're right. So does a man need safety from women, from his woman? A covering from his woman in relation to other women?
Yes, but not more.
Well, very little.
Okay.
That's very little.
I think we said the same thing.
Y'all just did now, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like how we are wired, I think it just goes back to men and women are wired different. And we see that, we know that, we just accept that.
Because it's by design. We see it. Like it is that.
So I'm a believer. So women are the weaker vessel, not weaker in terms of all the other stuff that some men make it to be. Mm-hmm. Weaker because there are things that men can do that women shouldn't be doing. Because I don't believe that women can't. But like I just saw a comment, I cut my home grass, and she felt that.
Yes,
her muscles gonna be feeling that in a minute. She's gonna have to get in there and take that good bath.
But if she cut grass as much as men did, then she wouldn't feel it the way men don't feel it when they do it consistently.
Because even getting down on the hill and you talking about pulling that motorbike up, that mower back up is a difference.
But that's a matter of
design.
That's a matter of how. No, that's a matter of how prepared your body is. If you do it over time enough, then your body becomes conditioned to whatever it is. A big man that don't do it often and go out there and do it one time versus a woman that do it 4 times a month, is he gonna be the one that's struggling? It's just how your body is prepared for doing that thing. This is my problem. I gotta tell you my problem. A lot of in this conversation, Victoria said a woman needs someone to listen to, and ain't no shortage of men saying they wish they were heard. So men need to be listened to too. You know, but my big problem in this,
much.
Get you.
y'all
Just don't say
I don't
it.
think much matters. When it comes down to individual men, us as individuals, on a scale of 10, some of us want to be listened to at 10 and some of us want to listen to at 1. I don't think we can put men together all in the average and say men need that less. The men that needed a lot. The men that don't need a lot don't need it a lot. We can't break that down no more than that. But I think that some of what you're calling wired, I believe to be conditioning.
Okay.
And I believe that some of the conditioning that we have, we believe is wired, because I believed it until I didn't. And when I did it, I began communicating differently. I began being vulnerable differently. I began having better relationships. I'm having a blast dating and being in relationships for the last 10 years. I've had a blast. I haven't had problems. The stuff that men be saying be going on, I don't have that stuff. I have to correlate that with maybe being a therapist, maybe seeing a whole bunch of relationships, going to therapy myself, learning how to communicate, growing intentionally. You know, and I just believe if the things that you believe are wired, if you would just for 6 months pretend like they're conditioned and pretend that they could change, I believe that a shift could happen. So, and if it don't, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe.
So look, we talked about the mama issues being able to change, like somebody being able to work and massage those issues to not be issues anymore. And now you don't carry those mama issues with you into society every day. But I'm gonna say this, just to bring this all the way back home, because we said 5 minutes or so. I just told y'all that I got some blinds up here. Didn't nobody say, you know what, I'll be over there. I'll come out there down in a minute. Then neither one of y'all volunteer, and both of y'all are men, and both of you are my friends. So that means you probably didn't even hear what I said for real. I asked Eddie what he ate earlier. Eddie told me everything he ate, but Eddie asked me if I ate. Y'all don't protect me. They don't make me feel safe. What? They don't secure me.
I'm gonna say that song. My man.
I ain't got none for that reason.
In alignment.
And I want to know.
In alignment.
That called in. What was she experiencing when she cut the grass? Because I'm guaranteeing. I need me. With my man, it's
or my friend, or just a man. Period.
Yes, it's
my
conditioning.
Neighbor.
But I would assume to say if the brother over there cleaning up the room, washing, folding clothes, he's saying the same thing.
So y'all need to get together.
See, Woo, this is the problem. You making me have to switch to the other side now. Because
Eddie to pop this leg up.
Come on.
Are you saying that instead of you communicating to either of us directly what you need, you passively give us a sentiment and you want us to pick up on your needs from the sentiment?
Some women do that. Okay, you're right. Well, what am? Some women do that. Now I'm direct. Y'all know I'm direct. Like, hey, but I just didn't think. So I will say this, and this is real talk. My homeboy here is in a relationship. You just said, like y'all just said, you're in a relationship. So there is a level of respect with that. I do pretty good with my friends and their partners. Like, that's Woo. Woo ain't trying to get me over here to do nothing to me. She need me to do what she asked me to do, and I would do the same for my friends. So, Curtis, get off. So I try to practice that because I want to do unto others as I would have them do unto me, period. So that's always what I live by. Like, I don't want to treat anybody any other way than I want to be treated. I want to be available to my male friends that say, well, yeah, you know, if one of y'all ask me, hey, will you come clean up my house? You know, I would do that because I love to do that. Sure. And I get over there and see how nasty it is. I am going to talk about you to you, but I'm going to do it.
It's a lot of insecure people,
man. Okay.
And
there
is that a part of the issue that you just insecure?
It's a lot of that. A lot to me, it is.
There
in terms of that part. No, in terms of that part, like you're not secure enough to say what you want.
Okay.
And I think we have a part of that because, again, going back to, it's not safe to say what you want and how you feel because the labels, the stereotypes, all of that plays in to us showing up who we need to be. Like Eric said, once I unwired, which I'm in the process of unwiring, you see it totally different. And you show up different.
But you can still talk about everybody, how you used to be.
Yeah, everybody ain't on that level. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's not on the level to, like, where you're emotionally mature. I just keep hounding on EQ, RQ. everybody's not there. A lot of people present that, Facebook it, but real life, they faking it.
Yeah.
Because when you get into a conversation like this, Eddie just said what he said, and it was just like out of mutual, because we're all in that space.
But let me
Boom.
say this. Wu accepted that.
She did.
Wu took that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people won't do that. Some people will push back intentionally, right? But the way that I communicated that to Wu, I deemed that she regarded that as an acceptable way to communicate that.
Absolutely.
So it goes back to that EQ and their RQ. How are we nurturing those relationships? Also, there's no relationship that I have or have ever had that if somebody that's in my life like Wu called and said, can you come do something, that I would be stopped from doing it. I would deal with the backlash if there is backlash, but that would also probably be close to the end of the relationship.
So Eddie, can you come and get those blinds down?
Absolutely.
Will you also cook something for me, please?
I definitely will.
Because I've been waiting on you to cook something.
I know, man.
Eddie said it. I mean, Victoria said, Eddie, go get them blinds.
I'm gonna go get them blinds.
So yeah,
100%.
you know how they get crooked.
Yeah,
I put them all the way up,
100%.
and I
You
just
struggle.
can't get up. Yeah, so they just been up there.
I got you.
Like my daddy down. My other friends, I don't want them to come to my house. So yeah.
Yeah, you could have called. We could have came and got the blind. You had to be sitting there.
I just had to use it as an example, you guys.
You had to be planet viewing. But man, like, to me, these are the conversations. Our culture needs them.
Yeah.
Because we have more trauma. And to me, the pathological piece of it, to me, is what that trauma continues to repeat itself, because no one is talking about the healing side of it.
So before we go, y'all, can I ask a question about the trauma and the things that we've experienced that make us and Kurt, you know what blinds I'm talking about, because you know these blinds, like they crazy, they too high. At what point in any type of engagement do you get into why you do the things that you do, how you do them, and why you feel how you feel about things? I know for me, a lot of times I use sarcasm, and I am a humorist. So I'll talk about my experiences to whoever it is that I'm talking to. Like, yeah, last time I heard it, and it was like really just pulling my leg. I'll say something like that, but that's to tell you, like, I done heard it all before, and I don't know what, like, I don't know. That's a trigger for me when I hear these things and see you doing the things that I saw before. I'll communicate that. Are people capable of really telling people that they're interested in or that they engage with in any way? Like, look, I do have some mama issues. Or I'm working through some insecurities when it comes to me in these spaces and blah, blah, blah. Like, if we started doing that, what would our reality look like?
Far different.
Yes.
Far different.
So is it okay to do that?
You have to.
We have to.
And when?
Somebody said it earlier, maybe the caller, the silence. This is what I went back to earlier.
Okay.
He was silent. Silence is killing us. Whether it's not telling the truth, not giving police information. The silence is killing us, right? I'm talking about no other people but Black people right now.
Silence
it's killing us.
Okay.
I get it's a time to speak and be quiet, but at the end of the day, we doing too much silence. I want to piggyback to what you said, though. Think about it. If you tell a person that you care about truth, it's not your responsibility or it's not your problem whether they are hurt by that.
My. Because this is
if
just
this
the
is
truth.
To make you better, and if it's an honest observation, as my friend, you should be able to accept my truth.
Well, you should call it observation instead of truth.
Okay. About yourself?
It could be both.
About the thing. No, it can't be, because unless it's 2 + 2 = 4, then
well,
truth
there's something
is
you
subjective.
did, and we're acknowledging something you did or
For
do.
me, I would say it's like it's a part of me because of something I've experienced, or because of my mental health or whatever. Like, so yeah, sometimes I do have the tendency to overreact to this or that.
Okay,
it's because of this. Like,
it's a cause.
That's the truth. That's really
truth.
what it is. That's not an observation. That's the truth about me to the person that I'm engaged.
It's both.
With.
Well, I made an observation to come to truth.
Let me tell you. Let me address that for real quick. The way that you navigate that is not telling them about themselves. It's about telling them about your experience with them, and they do what they will with that information, because your assessment of them is it's 20 different ways a person can get to an experience that you having with them. They mama trauma, conditioning, past relationships. It is not your job to assess how or who they are. It's just tell them your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey,
that's fair.
So let me ask this question.
This experience that I'm having with you has created irritation for me, frustration for me, and anger.
Yes.
All right.
And I need you to know that it's this reason you said these words in this way at this time. I don't have the space for this too many more times. We have to figure out what that is. And by we, sometimes it's by we, I mean first you, and then when you bring that to me, then we can figure out how that not happen again.
For sure.
Okay, now she used mommy issues because that was one of the analogies. That may not be my experience. That may be from me hearing from you and some of the experiences you're having, right? So if that's the observation, I think it's okay to share, hey, this is the observation.
But that's doing what you're saying is what men be referencing when they say women bring up the past when you tell them about their past experiences. When I tell you that I got mama issues and she say, well, you know, this thing you're doing, that's because of their mama issues, that be the reason that men say we don't share with women. That's why.
No, men do shut down quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
So using that is not effective in what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to get a better experience, they just need to know what your experience is. If you don't tell your experience,
it's not my experience, it's their experience that they're having with them.
So are you saying that you haven't been impacted? You just see a person's issues impacting them outside of you, and you're just telling?
So yeah, because usually it shows up with women mostly. What? Right? The mommy issue.
What you mean? Like the woman having mama issues or the woman identifying
the boy with mama issues? I'm using the man because that's what I referenced earlier.
Okay.
The man having mommy issues is usually going to manifest itself more prevalent in the heterosexual space. And so you have this history. I just use myself. Someone very close to me, I told 6 years ago now, hey, man, A, B, C, D, E, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3 marriages. Hey, can I share something with you?
Okay.
Right? I think you want to go and have a conversation with somebody about mommy issues.
Yeah. Okay.
From that conversation comes revelation and acceptance of fear of abandonment. Blah, 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 blah. Man, you know what? Just last year, you know what? You were right. I'm working on it. Maybe never get to that point without that conversation. Okay. Now, I knew this a couple years ago. I could have said it 10 years ago, but I just didn't.
Yeah. Because I'm,
you know what I'm saying? That's my part.
That experience.
When you're so you're speaking from the position of being a counsel to people.
Or just being a friend and observing that.
Okay.
Hey.
Even though that's the best case scenario of that. The worst case scenario is that they believe they love their mama. They have no idea that they got mommy issues, and what you just said burrows them down in a little bit more deep. So even still, then you speak about their experiences, what you know of them. Hey, the way I've seen you treat women, the way I've seen you latch on to these relationships and connections, there is something deeper going on with that experience that you have. You may want to explore these kind of relationships, these kind of things, but you have to speak on what you see of their experience.
So, because of these mommy issues, and I'm hearing a couple things right now. I'm going to try to address them all together collectively. Because of these mommy issues, and Jay, as you said, the fear of abandonment and neglect, that means that I'm going to collect as many women as I can to fulfill all these voids and unidentified needs that I have. I'm just going to have all the women and create all the chaos that I can. That's point number one. Hold on to that. Number two, am I hearing that men are the crafters, the curators of most of the chaos that women experience? So there's two different things. Did y'all hold it?
I can hold the second one.
Okay. The first one was because I'm on the second one too now. But the first one, the reason that you have so many women and that you choose to not be committed and not be faithful. I am committed over here, but I do have all of these women over here too. Is that because of the fear of abandonment, neglect, and rejection, and whatever else, and ego, all the things? And then the second part was the whatever you holding on to.
No,
I had to put them together so we can go.
No, not necessarily. It's a lot of times it's the lack of discipline and the ease of access.
Okay,
I agree.
It's easy access to good women.
Yeah, women.
Women, period.
Or whatever.
If you
okay,
I think the discipline is probably
show yourself to be a decent man, and you can rope any woman in, especially in this society.
Yeah,
you got to have the discipline to say, I do not desire to treat women like that. I do not desire for women to have this kind of experience.
Okay.
And if you don't have that, you're going to be playing in women's faces, and that's what's happening. A whole bunch of men got that, and I would say a lot of that was my daddy is a philanderer because his daddy was a philanderer.
And I'm not gonna say that all women are not are just good, upstanding women either. I'm not saying that either, but that kind of leads me to part 2 about women. Do women behave and respond the way they respond because of men in some capacity in their lives? Like a woman can cheat too.
Let me say this to what you said. I think most chaos is just two unhealed people being in a space that ain't fit for both of them at that same moment. I don't know that it's man bringing woman chaos and woman bring. I think the chaos are the men who are intentional about harming or unintentional about not harming. So I think most of the chaos is just that. I think there is a whole bunch of men who do desire to have a good relationship, a whole bunch of women who desire to have a good relationship. And it's just the way that men and women respond to those things failing looks so bad that it looked like it's the man all of the time when it was just two people that shouldn't have been in that space. You know, not to say that it's not, you know, that, but again, I don't really care about more or less. This whole conversation has been who do this more, who do this less, who causes it. The only thing that matters when it comes to you, if you're in a monogamous relationship, is that person in front of you.
Eddie, we ain't even got to the relationship yet. That's the whole thing. It's not more or less. It's the fact that, like you just said, men can have healthy relationships all day if they were healthy because it's a plethora of women to choose from. It's more about even getting into civilized, respectable connections. If we just connect, but you don't really want me to talk because you can't stand your mama.
Listen,
that's great. Like,
let me use these statistics. 3 more times in the last couple of years, men has been the aggressors in men-to-men relationships, meaning unaliving people. We ain't got to talk about men and women.
Okay.
Anger.
And why you? So what you angry
Lack of
about?
discipline.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I'm gonna lean back to the discipline because to me, love is a piece of that discipline.
Yeah.
So for me, men see it on both sides because we have not been trained properly to express that in a disciplined way.
Okay.
The conflict resolution starts with us because guess what? We can be diffusers really quickly just from a vantage point of how we say what we say and how we do what we do.
Okay.
To me, someone has to de-escalate. It should be me leading the way. Should be.
Because we're going right back to Adam. It should have been him saying, girl.
I'm just kind of going back
baby girl. He told us, no, what are you doing?
But like Eddie said, I also think you got a lot of unhealed people, period.
So that's what Cannon just said. I feel like none of us, and I'm going to cross out none because you're being general there. I feel like none of us are really healthy. Just some more or less than others. Everybody has been, like, we live a life, so all of us have been impacted and shaped because of experiences for sure. But as far as like not being healthy, people don't think that boundaries are healthy. If I tell you, I don't know, I'm not dating because I don't want to allow that type of energy into the progress that I'm making. And so then it'll be, well, you're not healed. Actually, healing is a process and that's a part of it. But somebody would say that that's not healthy because they don't see it that way.
But that's somebody that's looking for something from you.
Yeah.
So it's in their best interest to not see it as healthy.
And which goes back to what I'm saying.
It could be anybody. It could be a friend,
Eddie,
just a female for anybody.
It's a lot of us who can't just tell the girl, hey, I don't want a relationship. I just want sex.
Because she probably just wants sex too.
No. I ain't saying we can't. Oh. We struggle doing so.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
And what is that about? Because if you say, like, if
it's called trust. It's called
like
it's because men want sex.
So just
if men are honest about it, the women will leave him. But
trust starts with you. That's why I said trust, right? I don't trust me to be honest with you. because I don't trust me, because my motives, I want what I want, but I don't want to say what I want.
This is the thing. There are more than enough women that will have with sex with you if you say I want to have sex.
Yes.
Just not the women that you want it to be. And men lie to the women they want it to be to get it, because they are afraid that those women will say no to it if they are honest about just wanting sex.
But see, I really believe that they may not say no, but I really believe you don't even give them a shot to give up. That's the point.
That's the discipline.
That's where the discipline comes back for me. Like, I'm disciplined this way. I'm doing this every time.
I need you to try it. Like, we should start a campaign and get me. We should start a campaign and get me into journal about their interactions with women by just being truthful. If you see a woman that you're interested in having sex with or whatever, y'all start talking and you realize that that's all it is. I want you to try that and then journal it and come back and let us know. We got to start a campaign on that. I want to do some research on that. Like, did you try it this time? They'd be like, yeah, I tried it. And she was like, okay. So then what did that do to what did that make you feel? Did that make you feel like she was a slut? Did that make you feel like what happened when the truth was told and she was like, okay.
Now, can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think my sister's got to be honest too.
Okay.
Like, if you don't see this going long term, save everybody trouble. Because to me, that's where drama starts. Drama to me starts where the lies and deceptions started off, and there's a foundation that one of us are in something that we don't believe the other one is in. Then you come to a clash. Say it. I want some money. I mean, say it.
So he wants some.
That's not what.
He wants some money.
Listen,
I just want y'all to come take my
down. Take me out 4 times a month.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's crazy. That's just not my experience. I have never had a woman that care. I mean, true, my type is like hippie bohemian crystal mommies that garden. Like, that's kind of, they whimsical, so they might just care about frolicking in a meadow more than money.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that I ain't never had 6 figures and have always had relationships when I wanted them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so it's like, if you
insurance, you're a smart guy.
But okay, well, stop telling.
I got insurance.
What I'm saying, stop telling boys that you need 6 figures. Tell them they need character and personality.
But that's the training I'm talking about. But again, just say that.
Okay.
See, we don't have situations like what happened a couple of weeks ago when people are honest.
So that's
what's the honesty you talking about? Women need to give to men at the same time that women are, or that men are trying to get sex from them.
Hey, if you ask. We need to ask, we don't ask the right questions. We ain't asking that. What you want?
$40.
What you want?
Applebee's.
No, what you want from me?
Cheesecake Factory tonight.
What you want from me?
With a drink and
then I'm coming back. Oh, baby, be your friend. Let's kick it. Let's
listen.
But the whole
this
time,
is the problem.
I want your cookies.
But we haven't. We haven't. Listen, we are a big part of. We are at a big part of fault for that. Because we don't give the women to express their sexuality without them having a label, or without going back to the homies and say, hey, I did this with such and such, or saying that if you've done it with too many people, I know you are no longer wife material. Ooh, women have to deal with that if they're honest with you. If they're honest and say, I will do this with you and I need these things, there's a label that she get that he don't get. We condition women out of the comfort to doing that.
Okay. Fair argument, but I also put that argument back to this perspective. We don't share it to them because they throw it back up in our face. Okay, can we just be honest?
But
let's just talk.
Just throw, like, we, not maybe in this room, but everybody throws things back up and we look at it as throwing things back up. But if it's truth and you told me, why can't I say, well, hey, I'm making a correlation to what you said. I'm not throwing it in your face. However, babe, remember you told me this. Do you think this is a response to that?
It ain't coming out when
it's not like that.
No, because when you do it normally, come on, we just gonna talk. When it's done, normally it's done in it.
Turn my therapy
in a upward escalated tone and emotion.
And you weak.
Yeah. See, this is what I was talking about when you say, and then it's like, well, dang, I just told you that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think you going further in the connection. When we talk about men being honest with women, we talking about early in the engagement saying, I'd like to have sex with you.
Yeah, like right? Day one, sure.
And so you want women to be honest enough to say, if we do this, this is what I need from you. This is what I want. Absolutely, if we do that.
Because when you,
I'm saying that if a woman does that, she gets socially, she gets social red flags placed against her, and men don't.
We do too.
We've done that. No, how?
You're a dog. That's all you want. It's both labels.
No, not if she agreed to it. You're not.
Oh no, no,
y'all
well,
both
she
in
didn't
the,
agree to it. Yeah, we in the
but what
first
I'm saying,
stage.
if she
the first
listen,
stages is where shit happens.
if she agrees to it,
Okay.
y'all, you're not in the same boat because she don't perceive yourself to be a dog because she's with it.
Okay, if she with it,
But
then I gotta be where she with.
Well, after both of y'all are with it and y'all do it, she gets a negative flag against her for having an extra body and you don't.
I get that part. Society wise, here's what I'm saying. We're talking about the unlearning of what they taught us.
Yeah,
and let's talk to the people like, hey, this is the way to undo the drama. Say what you gotta say.
Okay.
Mean what you gotta say.
Okay.
Even if it's gonna hurt my feelings.
Absolutely.
Say it.
And so I practice that, y'all. I think about what I'm about to say, who I'm saying it to for the most part, and how they're gonna respond. I try to protect, you know.
It is a low to me.
It is. So we said 5. We about to go. But I think about these things first. But it's got to be the truth because this is what I need to communicate to you. This may be the last time we talk if I say this. You may think I'm whatever you think if I say this, but I gotta say this because this is actually what it is for me. So you cool, but I noticed that you do the same. Every time I'm with you, you and your phone. But then I text you and you don't respond for days at a time. So I know that you're a communicator. But if you ever choose to not communicate with me, say that and go ahead and wrap this up. Don't have me thinking that we're still doing something. If I communicate that to you like that, that should be easy, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but that's
it's very direct.
Midpoint boundary too.
It just is what it is, right? But somebody will complicate that, and they would complicate that and make it be something totally different. It simply is what it is. And I think all of us are at the point in life where we should be able to do that. Hey, I date other people. I date a couple of other people. I'm not intimate with all of these people sexually, but I do date them. I go out with them. I spend time with them. I do because I want the best for me. I want the best person for me, the best experience for me. Can you handle that? Or how do you feel about that? Like, why can't we say that?
We can. And I think I'm going to lean here, Eddie. I don't know if you had this experience. A lot of times.
Teach me. Brothers, teach the sister.
A lot of times for brothers in some spaces, we can have that conversation. We can be all the way there. And once sex comes into the picture, women like to change quarterbacks in the fourth quarter.
What do you mean by that? What does the quarterback do?
Well, the quarterback is calling plays.
Mm-hmm. Well, relationships evolve, right? Okay. And feelings evolve, right? And so just because I said
we weren't gonna catch no feelings, Eddie.
But everybody in society now is smart enough to know that this be happening.
Going to catch some feelings.
There's no such thing about not catching feelings. It's you got to learn to disconnect when you realize a person's feelings are elevating to a point that it might become a situation where you're put in that position. But men like to lean on that. I told you I didn't want nothing at the beginning to stay in it on their terms. Correct. Instead of saying we need to disconnect.
Yeah, because
we got to disconnect.
I'm agreeing with that
right.
part.
I agree with that too, and I ain't even.
But that ain't what happens.
Yeah, men, as long as it's kind of like at that point that the man knows that the woman feel that way, it has now converted to a relationship where he's on the back of the horse with a carrot in front of him.
That part.
And she's walking forward with that.
Yeah,
she's
walking forward with that. Yep. And it is the dope. It's the dopamine. It is the oxytocin. It's all of that. It's the chemicals. It's the feelings of it. It's the familiar. It's all of that. But it's also the foundational statement of this is not a relationship. I just like whatever this is. Yeah, but we need to stop saying. Let's be honest about that
too. He wanted to smash. That was all he was looking for.
Okay.
Y'all smash. Mm-hmm. You get what you want out of the deal.
What did she get?
Whatever she had for. And that's what
it may be to continue. It may be to continue to have sex and then or continue to date, whatever that is, whatever your intimacy is for everybody else. It ain't always sex. But whatever that is, and the consistency of it, in my opinion, starts to shape relationship.
Okay. Now we come back and make an addendum to the contract.
Okay. And mature individuals can say that. We need to revisit how we started, right?
What happens is, most people don't come with that elevator pitch. You come with, we go together. In the words of Rick.
I don't nobody come with that.
I mean,
every now and then a woman come with that, but it's unspoken continued connection.
Absolutely,
it's unspoken continued connection, and it's for women it's unspoken continued connection. For men, it's unspoken continued access.
Now, with that being said, Men and women are different. You just said it.
For sure. Venus and
I mean,
Mars.
I ain't never said that they the same. I said that we all have the same capacity.
For like
We all have the same capacity. There's a.
I think y'all's a little different. Okay. Let's see. Final comment, because we said 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 40 minutes ago. If she put that smash burger on him, he'll see the light. and just spoken like a man. That's
Kurt,
where we
man.
end.
Come here, Doc.
That's where we end. Thank y'all so much for continuing this conversation.
Kurt.
This is the truth talk. The what Vital is all about, what dating, mating, and relating is all about. And it's not about arguing and going back and forth and trying to prove points through our trauma. It's about, I really wanted to get to hear what my friends had to say, my male friends say about relationships and being men. And I wanted them to hear me so that I could leave and not feel that all men are stupid. All right. Thanks, guys. Good night. Thank you, Curtis. Maybe you should join us sometimes. Bye, y'all.